You've earned your doctorate in organisational leadership and worked in high stakes or high pressure environments. What were you noticing about stress and burnout in that world?
Yeah, so when I finished my doctorate and for a few years after, I was working in higher education. And in that environment, it was high stakes, high stress in terms of I dealt with a lot of researchers, people who were in survival mode in terms of their next paycheck depended on their grant funding, right?
Mhm.
And that was often projected on the people around you. And there was often kind of an elitist mentality in that environment. And some of it was just perpetual because of the nature of the environment. And you could be on the receiving end and not even realize it. But we all work towards a common goal, but because the nature of the work, helping students, helping researchers, getting grant funding, all the things, you never know when your end in terms of your employment or the grant would ending, changes in the political landscape. All of these things could play a factor in would I have a job, or would I be able to make ends meet, or is the leadership going to change, and now the goals of the organization changing, as well as just wanting to be able to progress as a professional and move up the ladder and get higher salary because your experience and all the things that go into it. And ultimately, as we're working, we're also living life and feeling the pressures of taking care of our families. And that doesn't always, especially in the higher education, doesn't always translate in terms of what you have going on at home versus what you have going on in the workplace. Both important for different reasons, but you don't always have the sympathy or the empathy of the people around you, and forced to make it work and forced into these stressful situations that can be difficult to manage. And like I said, for some people, it could end up being projected onto others, or end up lashing out, or whatever the case may be, because we're all under different types of stress. And so I learned from my own experience, having gone through the COVID pandemic. I lost my father, having to return back to the office as well, and not being allowed the time that I needed to help my mom in that caretaking role of my father, as well as I had a newborn as well during that period. And ultimately, I just came to a point where I can't continue to do this. I can't continue to give my all to this place of work and burn myself out. I'm struggling with my own health care issues, as well as trying to help take care of my father, take care of my son, as well as helping my mother, who is also struggling to take care of herself during that period. When you have somebody who has cancer and in hospice, as the caretaker, your energy, your nutrients, your everything is depleted during that period of time, and it takes a while to recover even after. And so I found myself trying to manage all the things during that period.